Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with this week's midweek reflection. And this week, I'm reflecting on something that I get asked a lot of times to speak to other people about, and that is how we should act and dress for church. Church dress, church etiquette. And I hear people who are very upset that people just don't seem to know what to do. Well, that's one way of looking at it, that somehow people just don't know. There's one theory out there that people don't know how you act in certain situations, whether it's going to church or going even to court or traveling or going to the doctor, whatever, that people seem to have just not understood what the standards are. I have a theory on this, and it has nothing to do with the fact that people don't know the standards. It has everything to do with the fact that in many ways we've lost respect for standards. We don't want to know what other people expect. We want to dress the way we want to dress and act. We want to act as a reflection of ourselves. So it's not so much not knowing what's expected, it's not being interested in what's expected. Because again, we live in a world where we are encouraged to think of ourselves first. Yes, it's my old rant on individualism and selfishness, the sort of soup that we're all being cooked together in, and we soak those things in, and we got to work really hard to get rid of all of our individualism and our selfishness. Now, how that relates to how we dress for and act in church is we often think, well, I want to do what I think is appropriate. This is what I think people should do, or what I think I should be able to do in church, not so much what others want me to do. Unless we can figure out why we're doing what we do, we're always going to do the wrong thing. You can learn and relearn old standards and habits and ideas and norms, whatever. But if we get the why wrong, if we get the purpose wrong, we're never going to get it. And this is where I think we have to really think about what's wrong with a standard. What's wrong with an expectation? What's wrong with saying this is what others are more comfortable with? Not just about what I want to do in my expression of myself, but making other people more comfortable in what they would expect, or even if there is a standard out there for how we act in any certain situation or how we dress. So, do I think people should dress appropriately for church? Yeah, I think there is an appropriate. I think it's modest, and I think it is about honoring the place that we're in, that we all go before God. Do I think we should act appropriately in church? Yeah, I don't think we should be coming in late, especially those who come habitually late, week after week after week, or who don't think about the fact that when they come in, they're having conversations that are distracting other people from their prayer. If we think about specifically church, church is the place where it's the last place in the world, I should say it this way, that we want to be a distraction to somebody else. It's the place we should be thinking the most about other people. How do we go to church, seek God's love and mercy, and say, well, I don't really care what other people have to deal with me. They got to deal with it. No, that's not so much the Christian idea. The Christian idea is we sacrifice for the other. So if it's more helpful to the other that I address in what they consider appropriate, okay, I can do that. I don't have to be always about what my way is and what I think is right, expressing myself. I hope we can all, whether it's in our etiquette, in our dress, really return to the idea of there being standards and expectations, and in our Christian love and sacrificing our desires and our ideas, adopt other people's, and not just assume that has to be our way all the time. So think about that the next time you're getting ready to come to church. You don't have to have fancy, expensive clothes, but they should be respectful. They should reflect, as best you can, the importance of the place you're going and the importance of the people that you're going to be with. And whether we're going to church and how we dress and act there, or wherever we're going, let's think about the other people. Let's make them more important than our own self-expression and deal with people with Christian love and sacrifice, not selfishness and doing things the way we want. So I hope you found that helpful, even if you might not have wanted to hear it, but maybe it was something you needed to hear, or something else that someone else could benefit from. Please share it in any method that you like, and God willing, we'll see you in next week's video.